They have power
Venice?
too?
They have power too.
We're gonna start here. We got a quorum.
Where they could get power.
We don't have to wait anymore.
There's power at those trellises.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be offended. There's power in every pole.
But
That's what we thought, yeah.
if we are now opening
Okay,
it up,
very good.
leaving power.
The
for
first
people
thing
to
on the
charge.
agenda is Commissioner of Deeds. Chantala Mendez, 227 Lansing Street, Utica, New York. Anybody have a problem with that? Very good. Second thing on the agenda is the ordinance waiving residence requirement for the position of laborer. It looks like she moved.
If you need me to speak on it, I will.
Well, go ahead, you can have the floor.
All right, well, this young lady works for me. She's been here a year. She started when she worked here and lived in the city. Great worker. She got engaged. Her and her boyfriend moved into a house directly across the street from the Parks Department. They're renting it. I mean, if she was 10 feet north, she'd be living in Utica. So right now they're living there, starting off their new lives together, looking for a house in Utica. So right now that's where she is.
So this residency is only for until she moves out of there, then it
Well,
goes back to square
you
one?
guys have to decide that, but right now that's where she's living.
Well, she plans on moving back to Utica.
She is looking for a place in Utica.
You can't have a temporary waiver, so it is a waiver, but obviously, the plan is obviously for her to move back into Utica, but it only applies to her and to her position, so.
Well, why can't we give it a temporary waiver, like a year or so, to move back? Fine.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing, the address in that house is 232, the address, Valley View Road, the address for the Parks Garage is 234, one's in Utica, one's in New Hartford. It's literally from here to where Rocco's sitting right now.
What county is it?
Shea
United
County.
County. No,
I'm good.
no.
Let's move it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's
Okay.
why we had enough arguments about it.
Okay, very good. Next piece is the proclamation recognizing the North Utica 12U Pop Warner team. Councilmember Cosmo Tessa, would you like to speak on this?
Sure. So I have the honor of doing this proclamation on behalf of the 12U Pop Warner team, who I also am the commissioner of, so I felt it was necessary that I continue my duty to help this team out and recognize them for winning the championship game against Little Falls.
Can we make this full council?
Sure.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
The next piece is for Commissioner of Deeds, Lisa Anna Saplinski, 44 Country Club Drive, New York Mills, New York, county employee. Any questions, problems? If not, we can go on to the next piece. It's a E&A transfer of $275,000. Can't ask Katie, she's not here about it, so.
Mike probably knows.
She wasn't at that meeting, but I think that we need to set a precedent that we do have a second person in command for the Board of E&A. So if she's not able to make it, or your appointee's not able to make it, they need to notify the second in command so that they could attend the meeting, so we have some type of council
I'll
representation.
make mention to her.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Mike Gentile, would you like to?
I'll defer to Almir. This is a $400,000 ADA project. It's the first half of the phase 2. It's just part of the 5-year ADA compliancy work that we need to get done. And this is fully funded without any taxpayer dollars. It's CDBG plus interest. Accrued interest. So this is a good thing moving forward for the city.
Thank you. The only question I have this is for Brian Thomas. When do the applications for the CDBG have to be in by?
The next round won't start until probably January, February,
Okay.
so,
So they just completed the first, okay, so this past January was already, they already submitted, that's when they were awarded for it? Okay.
Correct.
Do we still go through the process? Like, remember when the council used to have it and they used to actually invite the applicants in and then they would sift through it and then make their recommendations? Is there any interest to doing something like that again, or is it strictly under your department that you'd rather keep it under?
I mean, we welcome public input, so if the council would like to get involved, and, ultimately it's the mayor that makes the decision on the
Right.
allocations, but I'm
Well, it
I'm
was
sure
nice
as
to
he's done
kind
in
of
the
see,
past,
it was
he would
nice to,
welcome
yeah, it was
your
nice to
input.
see the applicants in, so I mean, that's something that the council might want to do for next term. When the applications are due, is that they just invite all the people that have the application for the CDBG grant. They come in for an interview, kind of ask them what they're doing, show us our financials, and then we give our recommendation to the mayor, what we feel is necessary. So just to keep the council involved in the process, it might want to be something that we might want to think about once the next round of applications come.
Very good. Any other questions? The next piece is a rescinded of a handicap parking. Again, Councilmember Colosimo Testa.
This is thanks to you, Bob Burmaster. So we are rescinding the old handicap parking spot.
Thank you.
That was there. So I appreciate that, that input. So we were able to take care of it and remove that.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next is a authorizing the implementation and founding of the first instance of 100% federal aid and state Marcellia program and eligible cost. I don't under. Oh, that's what I got in the email today.
Longest title I've ever seen on
That's that $400,000 that I got today, right?
Yep, and Paul's here to be able to talk on this. There's a
Yeah.
couple things on for tonight relating to the harbor, so.
Yeah, and apologize for the long title, that's what the state gave us. So this resolution allows the mayor to sign a federal agreement, through the state DOT for a $1.6 million federal grant for a pedestrian bridge at the harbor. We're calling this pedestrian bridge the Loop the Harbor Bridge. This is over the branch of the harbor, and it'll allow a complete circle around the harbor through the promenades, for various charity walks and perhaps used for the Boilermaker Road Race and just, general recreation when you're at the harbor. The funding will allow the full design to be completed. It's not quite enough to get through construction, so once the final design is completed, have to look for other funds, we get a DRI or other funding sources, to complete the bridge. But at least this money, which was initially a Claudia Tenney line item, member item, it's been sitting there for a bit, but, it was time to move forward. The DOT is telling us that it's time to move it along, so.
Bob, I just have a couple questions in regards to it. I knew we had some issues back when this original project first started about being able to go over the CSX railroad. Has that been?
So the location of the bridge has changed.
Okay.
Again, so the original.
I haven't seen, I don't know.
The bridge it might be a map in your, I'm not sure.
I don't know the map
You made it?
made it into the packet.
Okay, it's with the memo. Okay,
Okay, yes, okay, I did see this.
okay. That's the other map.
That's-
No, that's the other map. He's got, it's not right. That one was not right. This map is for
The
taking
transfer.
over the property.
So it just goes across the river?
Yeah, the blue right here.
Okay.
Goes across the bridge.
Is it gonna be like a gondola or just a walkway?
That'll be just a walkway, but very nice.
There was an Eddie Vachero thing that he wanted a gondola to go down there.
We can pass that around. I apologize. I
So that actually, all right. So where does the yellow dots for the connectivity go along?
That's just a trail network.
That's just the
so-
trail network too there?
Yeah, so we
Okay.
don't have a rendering of the bridge, but we're showing the whole proposed trail network, which includes the Loop to Harbor Bridge.
And then what about the pink to the blue? Is that another component to the bridge?
The pink is the Chenango Trail that goes across the Broad Street exit ramp over to the canal, goes through the new Canal Way, Harbor Way Road on the side, and that'll eventually wrap around.
Is that the that goes over the canal, the one that's kind of narrow?
It goes over the track north. The Chenango Trail, which connects to the Ray Hill Trail, and there's some pieces missing.
Okay, I
Through
was
the
gonna say,
city.
okay, yes.
Good, then it ends up behind the odd, ends up going, then over the North Genesee Street, the Broad Street exit ramp, where the DOT,
Yep,
you know, dedicated a whole lane for pedestrians.
yes,
That walkway, that 10-foot walk then extends all the way to the harbor.
I gotcha.
Through the harbor.
instead of
And it's
going
an
over the
extension of that
CSX
trail that will-
railroad.
that will link
So that was the
to-
connectivity to
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, I got it, thank you.
So it's 1.6 from the Fed, and then the match amount, 80% grant, the match amount's coming from Canal Corp. So the trail portion that connects to the bridge would be funded by New York State Canal Corporation. So the match is not coming out of the city fund, so this is, you know, it's all grant funded. Yeah.
Oh, I know we're talking about the harbor, but where are we with allowing the area of the harbor to be open to the public?
Well, that's
If you
further-
get to the next.
Okay.
The next motion.
I figured that was it, but I just wanted to just double check.
I can go around with the map if anybody else needs.
Here, I'll pass it
Yeah, any questions? So again, the resolution just allows the mayor to sign the grant agreement between the city and the New York State DOT to move forward with the grant. So that's the extent of the resolution, so.
Okay, very good. So you're gonna talk about the next piece too as well?
These two, but I'll be here, but these two as well, we're gonna start out. Yeah.
Okay.
So the next piece is a ordinance of authorizing the purchase of the Harbor Promenade. The map that is attached is the pieces that we'll be purchasing. It's not clear on here, but it's basically the shaded portions. Brian has a colored map, look at that. And Paul can speak as to more of the actual pieces, but essentially, this is approving the PSA agreement, which will be signed shortly after this, if the council chooses to approve it tonight, with the Harbor Point Development Corporation. It's essentially, we're purchasing it for $1. I noted in my memo that we are in the process of signing a licensing agreement and occupancy agreement, so that we can get on the property and open it. When that happens, I guess will ultimately be a question of either engineering and or the administration as to the exact date. But we will have that agreement so that we can go in there and start doing that. The actual transfer, just because of the nature, and I think Brian can talk a little bit more on this, is gonna take some time. It's gonna take several months before we actually complete the transfer. So that's why we entered into the licensing agreement. So all those should be signed by the end of this month, and we should be moving forward to get that open.
Yeah, the reason it's going to take a little while is because the property is currently held by the LDC, the state does require a 90-day public notice to various state agencies that this is going to be a transfer of real property. So we have to file the 90-day, assuming this passes tonight, we'll file the 90 days notice pretty quickly, probably by the end of the week, just to get that clock started. But it will take 90 days before we can actually technically close on the transfer of the property.
I think we're gonna have, what, the grand opening in April, I think we were talking? And we're gonna have a
Spring.
yeah.
Symphony's coming.
We're there for 90 days
Right,
anyway.
Brian? The symphony.
I have nothing to announce yet.
I think this is the first time that this is gonna be accessible in 45 years.
Any other questions? If there's no other business, I'd like to make a,
Okay, motion.
Bob, the only thing I will say is this is an ordinance, so will you need unanimous tonight? And if we can get that unanimous tonight, that would be very helpful, so we can get that clock ticking and sign the PSA, so.
Does anybody in name?
very good. Thank you.
I think you're released.
Okay, good.
will call the roll.
Burmaster, Bitar, Carcone, Irvin, Beatrice, Williamson, Clausen, Testa, Lemenical, Geruzzi, all present.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for the deceased members of the Common Council. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Does the chair hear a motion and a second to dispense with the reading of minutes from the previous meeting?
Motion.
I'm going to ask for a motion to skip the rules of order.
All right, I make a motion to waive the rules of order.
Second. So, a motion to introduce proposed resolution number 3, a proclamation recognizing the North Utica 12U Pop Warner team.
Motion.
Second.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to start by inviting our coaches and our 12U players for North Utica Pop Warner. If you guys can just do a single file line, come around me this way, and I'm going to have you go back up that way and go on top of the podium. Come on. No, they went too far.
Sam, you should have had them practice first.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. It's an honor to be here to recognize these guys and the hard work they had over the season for football. I had the privilege to be their commissioner. I counted plays. I didn't get to watch them very much because I can't do two things at once, but they did good from what I could see on the sidelines. So tonight there's a proclamation recognizing the North Utica 12U Pop Warner team. Whereas the North Utica 12U Pop Warner football team has completed their season, added another trophy to their case. And whereas after going 7-2 in the regular season, the team advanced to the Empire Championship Tournament where they could play Rochester 10th Ward Tigers, winning the game 45-19 and advancing to the championship game. The team faced Little Falls for the New York State 12U title and defeated them 59-34. And whereas led by coaches Chris Boyer, Connor Koff, Mike Hurley, Shannon Knoop, Joe Torresani, and Steve Parzik, the team would work hard and accomplish the goal they set forth at the beginning of the season. The Common Council congratulates Vincent Arena, number 17, Darian Beslick, number 50, Christian Bowens, number 66, Dominic Carter, number 32, Marciano Curley, number 8, Anthony DeSaro, number 5, Raylan Fessia, number 85, Tordell Garrett, number 64, Lorenz Giddy, number 61, Brian Heron Jr., number 56, Gay 2, number 60, Yar 2, number 78, Ronaldo Javier, number 77, Lawrence King, number 44, Hudson Knoop, number 88, Michael Page, number 42, Demarion Legions, number 22, Noah Litz, number 31, Kamarion Matthews, number 33, Dylan Miller, number 65, Mason Mills, number 11, Ryan Parzik, number 52, Grayson Ramirez, number 30, Santino Ramos, number 55, Zion Robinson, number 10, Usher Saunders, number 21, Cameron Stafford, number 73, Christopher Stanford, number 16, Jeremiah Tarver, number 72, Joseph Torresani, number 68, Markel Vaughn, number 51, on a job well done. Congratulations, guys. Now be it proclaimed that the Common Council of the City of Utica hereby recognize the hard work and dedication shown by the entire 2024 North Utica 12U Pop Warner team and congratulate them on their championship. And be it further proclaimed, this proclamation will be forever inscribed in the minutes of the City of Utica Common Council meeting on this day, November 20th, 2024. And then parents, we'll keep them up here, so you're more than welcome to come up, take some pictures. Each of them will receive a proclamation. So you guys could take one, pass it down. And then each of the coaches will receive a proclamation as well. So thank you guys for all your hard work. And I know parents, it takes a lot from you being at football practice. Yep, they're going to take pictures, so just stay there, guys. And then that'll be it. And then we'll take a 5-minute recess. You're more than welcome to stay for the council meeting. It's not as interesting as this, but we'll give everybody a 5-minute recess if they want to exit and enjoy the rest of the night with their families. So congratulations again, guys.
Stay here so your parents can take your pictures.
Wait, can I go on the council meeting? Yes.
Yeah, coach, come on. Get it. Oh, maybe the coach can move to the bank.
Elmir, do the water bottle.
Water bottle, honey? Thank you so much. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
You guys realize you can take one picture and share it, right? Yeah. All right, good.
Good job.
Good, you? Huh? Guys, look over here.
Take one picture and share it.
Anthony, look straight.
Guys, listen, follow me out this way. We're talking in a lot.
Hello.
Mike, thank you very much. Oh, did he really? Oh, okay. Yeah, there was.
We need to,
How are you?
oh, I know, I know.
He's the one doing it right.
We need to vote on this.
Sam, we need to vote on this.
Vote.
Council members, can I please have your votes? Robert, Bobby, do your vote. Go.
9 yeas. 8 yeas.
And he's just voting. Okay, everybody.
Hey, Mayor. Mayor. Mike.
Mayor?
Is there any communication from the mayor?
Should be fighting that fire out there.
What was that?
Should be fighting that fire down there.
Oh, yes.
Back to it. That's it. I haven't eaten dinner.
Public comment period allows 3 minutes per speaker. Common council. So first one is going to be Stefan Rabinski.
You're voting on.
Stefan, Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244 Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement?
Board, this is distracting. I don't know what he's doing over here.
Okay.
It's okay if I interrupt for a second?
No, you gotta make a motion.
Sorry. I locked myself out of the garage. Can you badge me in? I can't get down there. Wow. Thanks.
Stefan, please state your name.
Stefan Rubitsky. Congratulations once again to the North Utica 12U football team, and hopefully many more years of championships for them. And it's a great honor for the city. Now, the city of Utica has a problem. It is called homelessness. And with the weather turning, it's about to turn tomorrow for the better or worse. It needs to be corrected. There needs to be people out there to help the homeless and send them in the right direction, or get them in housing that they enjoy, and maybe add more housing, and help at this time of year during the holidays. People should have a roof under their head and be able to celebrate the holidays with the way they can, and be fed and be happy, and hopefully the homeless population gets help. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stefan. Anthony Salerno. Anthony, Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244 Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement?
Yes.
Please state your name.
Anthony Salerno.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right. I'm back here tonight. I was here a little over a year ago because I live on Herkimer Road, and we had issues with, we couldn't get out of our driveway because it was backed up so far, all the way down to where my house is. So I came and I left some charts, and I made some recommendations. If they could change to a blinking light, put some no left turn signs. They did everything I asked, I have to say. The next day, immediately, the traffic flowed again. But now we're having another problem, and it's starting to build up, where from Van Rensselaer to Larchmont, there's still a lane that's painted off. I grew up here. That was a lane at one point, but now it's painted off. So now everyone who's trying to turn on Leland Ave is starting to line up in the striped lane, only because they don't know what else to do. Because if two trucks get in that turning lane, it's full, and it's all backed up again. I'm having a hard time again. Okay, so that was one thing. and I'll come back to that. But the other thing I wanted to say was the arterial, how they have it ending on Leland Ave. I had asked about that because we have so much truck traffic on the road. These huge trucks now makes our house shake, you know? And so when them ending the arterial right there, it makes everybody get off there. It puts all those trucks on Herkimer Road, where maybe they weren't before. Maybe they would be better off without that exit. Just use the north and south exits on the arterial of Genesee Street. Because if you made them go right at that intersection where they come to there, they'd have to turn right. The trucks would have to turn right. They couldn't go left. They can go down Leveland and Wers Ave, over the bridge and get on 5S where they belong, all right? When they make a left there and they get to the corner where the Burger King is, they can't traverse that corner. I've had to back up dozens of times to make room for these guys in the trucks. The trucks go into the painted lane. The trucks go into the oncoming traffic. The back ends of the trucks go over the sidewalk. You know, it's just an accident waiting to happen. So, but those are the two traffic things. But the main thing I came here to say was I appreciate them putting up the no left turn signs and trying to straighten it out. But there's no punishment for people who make that left-hand turn. And there's accident after accident. It's getting really bad. And my own wife was in an accident 2 weeks ago where she called me up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Airbags went off. We have an SUV that got crushed. She had to go to the hospital. All because a city employee made an illegal left-hand turn. I've seen Central buses turn left there where they're not supposed to. And we signal to them, you can't do that. You go like that. Or you get the finger from other people. All right? So what I was upset about when this happened was when I finally got my hands on the accident report, there was no mention of that person making an illegal left-hand turn. It said he didn't yield a right of way. It said, you know, because when my wife was in the hospital, no one took a statement from her. They came in the room when she was in the bed, and they said, he's wrong, you didn't do anything wrong, I don't need to talk to you. But if they had let her speak, it would have been on that report. Now, he never got a citation, which I was furious. So I called the police station. They said that that's up to the officer's discretion, which frankly, I don't know how you get that out of that. But now Joe Beechers tells me in the meantime that he did get a citation for that. But so the main thing is there's no enforcement of those turns. If I stood in that parking lot on either the Price Chopper one or the Big Lots one, I'm retired. If I sat there for 2 days, I bet you I could film 50, 60 people doing that. Some going straight through the intersection, going through both ways. And there's accident after accident. And I remember back a ways, there was a lot of discussion here about the traffic jams downtown and the bike lanes and all that, and everybody was afraid they were going to get sued. You don't think you're going to get sued now? With the situation that is? I mean, it's terrible. It's very unsafe. But I appreciate that they did give this guy a citation, but you need to put cameras up, or just, you know, I know you can't leave police cars parked there all day long, you know, but if you had cameras up and people were ticketed, if every time they went through the same intersection they did the same thing, if you raise that ticket, they'll stop doing it. But right now, they just don't care. But the part that amazed me was even the buses, you know, and a policeman did in front of me the other day. Now, I don't know if he was going somewhere. I don't want to say he wasn't going somewhere important, but, you know. So I left, there's a few things. There's 3 sheets in here. This is where it's painted off. These are where I had to put the other signs. If they could have one lane again, that would help. That would make the traffic flow. You can have a sign here and a sign here that say straight only, and then when you get to Leland Ave, this one says left and this one says straight. And this way they can start lining up down here. I'm more here to make them enforce the no left turn. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Ron Vincent. Hi, Ron. The Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244 Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Ron.
My name's Ron Vincent. I'm a North Utica resident, and I just want to elaborate a little bit on what the last speaker just talked about. I travel that road many, many, many times a day. I see the same situation. People making illegal turns right there off of Van Rensselaer, going straight across into the Big Lot Plaza, or coming westbound down Herkimer Road. This morning I was coming back with getting a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. I got a flashing light ahead of me. I'm in front of Burger King. I'm heading east on Herkimer Road. Coming at me, legitimately, were 2 Utica City school buses. The first one made an illegal left-hand turn into the Big Lot Shopping Center parking lot to join up with 5 or 6 other Utica City school buses because they go there every damn morning for breakfast. More power to them. But you don't make illegal turns. Maybe they need to be trained a little bit better. Maybe somebody ought to cite them. The second school bus, he did it right. He went straight. He turned down Leland Ave. He pulled into the Big Lot Shopping Center down there and met up with the rest of his goombas to have breakfast. Good for him. One guy's an idiot, the other one isn't. If somebody leaves this meeting and they're heading towards North Utica tonight, I wish you'd look at one thing. I've mentioned this to the mayor and Mr. Gentile. If you go northbound up Genesee Street and you happen to be in front of the old Boston store where it joins with Route 5S Oriskany Street, you'll notice this great big white bright sign with a red arrow on it. And it says, "No turn on red." I mean, it's the brightest light in the city. I think the city of Utica or somebody ought to take and make 2 signs like that, only change it to no left at all, and put them back to back and put them up there where that flashing light is. Because if you go over there right now and look, those arrows that say no left-hand turn, you can't even see them. Not with our new lighting system that we got on our streets out here that only show up a little circle on the ground. Ever since we turned the lights down in this city, you can't see anything. You can't see people walking in the street. You can't see them anywheres around. I understand these lights can be adjusted. I suggest personally that you just turn them up 1 notch. If it's not enough, maybe turn it up 2 notches. But it needs to be looked into. This can't keep going on. You got bicycle lanes on Herkimer Road. You got a kid that comes down there on a motorbike or electric bike, I don't know what it is. He does about 30, 35 miles an hour. No headlight, no tail light, no brake light, no helmet. And he's right on the bumper of the car in front of him going like a bat out of you-know-where. We need to enforce these laws. People running stop signs, running stoplights, making illegal turns. Go down to Leland where it meets Wers. You go down there, you got three roads there. You got a flashing red light, you got stop signs. Well, at least you used to have stop signs. 1 or 2 of them are probably missing now. But nobody stops. I stop for it every morning going for my coffee at Leland Ave turning on to Wers. What do I see? I got some idiot ass behind me coming along, goes around me on the right-hand side and goes between a pole and a hydrant or something to get onto Wers Ave because he don't want to stop. I mean, if I'm seeing this stuff, there's other people seeing it. And I think our law enforcement should be looking for it. Thanks for your time, folks.
Thank you, Ron. There is no common council guest speaker. Report of city officers. Nick Breidenbach, Becker, city engineer.
So, December 3rd, there is a forum at North Utica Community Center. We've been working with New York State DOT. Leland Ave is one of the options. There's 4 different options. They'd like everybody's input in the community equally. I would like to speak about this intersection specifically. I worked with the DOT last week. We are finding who actually owns the road. There is gray area. We're in charge of the signage and the lights. Last they knew, they were in charge of the road. If we do delineation or something, they may be able to give permission for that. It's all very fresh, but I welcome you to come on the 3rd, December 3rd, to the North Utica Community Center.
What day is it
There's
again?
4 different, December 3rd, I don't know the actual day. I think it's 5 o'clock it may start or something of the nature. The whole point of this meeting is to get everybody's input. There's options of deleting certain roads. There's options of moving Leland, cutting off the backside to deal with this corner, making a right-hand turn where it's very tight. It's not unheard. Your complaints or comments are not unheard. Maybe not as fast as you wish for it, but we are actively pushing for some resolve, and we would like additional input if you're available, December 3rd, 5 o'clock.
December 3rd is Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes.
That's gonna go at the North Utica Center?
Yeah. Yep. So, otherwise, I don't have more to report. That's all I got.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, that was my point about making a right there.
Yep.
Right.
In the meantime, I know you can't do anything overnight, but you can alleviate a lot of it just by not allowing them to go left off the arterial. Making them go right is gonna take 100 trucks off that road every day.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. Brian Thomas, Urban Renewal.
Just to update all of you on the city's trying to secure a second $10 million award through the Downtown Revitalization Initiative with the state. The application was submitted. From what we understand from Empire State, we're the only community that has already received a DRI award that was within this region applied for a second one, so we like our chances. The mayor presented to select members of the Regional Economic Development Council at the Griffiths Institute last Friday, along with Rob Esch and Dr. Jason McCarthy from Masonic Medical Research Institute. And we're hoping that the governor will make an announcement on a second award for the city of Utica sometime in January, probably.
Thank you, Brian. Stephanie DeGiorgio, Corporation Counsel.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Stephanie. Captain Bro.
I just wanted to remark regarding that intersection. Since Mr. Salerno's wife's accident, we have had traffic enforcement in that area, and I believe we've written approximately 24 traffic tickets regarding that illegal left-hand turn. Other than that, nothing to report.
Thank you, Captain. Chief Gentile.
No, not
He
mine.
drives it all day, goes back and forth, right?
Yep.
Did you get any of those tickets? Did you get any of those tickets?
I don't make those.
We have a guest here at the round table today, Anthony Brindisi, who's been interning with the mayor's office, but also floating around to different departments, just learning some of the public policy stuff and how things are done and how things operate. Has sat in on some really meaningful conversations such as homelessness and funding for organizations and stuff like that. So getting a well-rounded look and a meaningful experience. And something that is important, an initiative, through the mayor's office and any department, that we want to really bring as many youth and people and internships in as much as possible. So if there's people listening or are interested, I think Anthony marks the 4th intern we've had, come through, which has been a really good experience. I know Corporation Council has had a few interns and stuff. So just a really good thing and a good way of highlighting, the city, highlighting some of our students in the city, and hopefully helping them gain some interest in, municipal government. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good job, Anthony.
Thank you.
Commissioner of Parks, Mark Sokolowski.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Mark. Budget Director, Alamar Caltech.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Miscellaneous communications.
Total cash balances for all city bank accounts in this time period total $33.783 million. That's the Utica cash report for October 2024.
Thank you. Petitions, remonstrances, and appeals. Second District Council Member and Majority Leader Robert Burmaster.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have anything tonight, but I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and have a great meal, and see you in December.
Thank you, Robert. Third District Council Member and President Pro Temp, Joseph Bitar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just briefly, a reminder, the next South Utica Neighborhood Association meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 9th. The location that's been the same now for the past few months, that's 106 Memorial Parkway. Just a reminder for those here and those listening. So December 9th, 6 p.m., next South Utica Neighborhood Association meeting. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Joseph. Fourth District Council Member Frank Kirkholm.
Sam, that was nice that you had those Pop Warner players come in. I think it's great to have something positive in there. Good job, and everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Frank. Fifth District Council Member Venice Irvin.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say thank you to Nick, the engineer, the people that came that were asking for the road to be paved, that they get paved, and adding some place on Ashley, so thank you for that. I think that's about all I have tonight. Thank you.
Fifth District Council Member Venice Irvin. Joseph, Sixth District Council.
Go again. Thank you, Mr. President. I'll save you.
Addington Place, so that was the
Thank you.
Oh, now he's going to be speaking.
Wow, you did throw me a curveball, so that's what I was thinking about. I apologize.
I just got a couple.
Now, Sixth District Council Member Joseph Beatrice.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things quick. I want to thank Tony and Ron for both speaking up. I've dealt with Tony in the last 5 years. He's very passionate. Believe it or not, I happened to be walking that morning and I walked right into the accident. I seen what happened there. After that accident, I've worked with the city engineer to get bigger signs up, but since the state got involved, I believe we're delaying that till after December 3rd. And I've already requested a traffic study be done, so we will look into it. I want to reiterate what police officer said here tonight. There's actually been 30 tickets written up. They've been there. The problem is they should have been there all along, and they're just getting there now. And so hopefully we can solve the problem a little bit. That's an intersection that's been a problem. Sam was a council person for 8 years. She can tell you there's been a problem there from day one. The state says it's a state highway, you can't do this, and blah, blah, blah. So I do agree with what Tony says coming off 790. If you made the trucks, because we've talked about this for years, made the trucks turn right and go back down past the DPW garage and onto North Genesee and come around, that would eliminate the bottleneck over there. But there's a lot of things we can do, and hopefully that meeting is productive. And then lastly, Monday at 6:30 is the North Utica Neighborhood Meeting. We have 2 guest speakers. One is going to be Gina Carcone, who has a business now. We're taking care of decorating graves for for Christmas. They did my mother's yesterday, beautiful job. And in the spring, she will be out doing flowers, washing stones. So she's a new business. She's trying to get on her feet. And we also have Richard Maxwell, City of Utica, from the City of Utica's Assessor's Office. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and have a good night.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember at Large and Minority Leader Mark Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing to pass.
Thank you, Mark. Councilmember at Large Samantha Calissimo Testa.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would be remiss tonight if I didn't wish the 12U Pop Warner girls cheerleaders for making it to Florida. I know that they were here in attendance, so I wanted to recognize them. Also, at our next meeting, I'm hoping to get, I've reached out, there's also the 8U Bulldogs Pop Warner who won the state championship as well, so I'm hoping that they can come to our next meeting. I've reached out to them, so hopefully we can get them on and recognize them for their same efforts. Yeah, there's just a lot going on, so I've got a brain freeze on what else I wanted to say, so I'm done. Just happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Member at Large, Jack Lemedico.
I don't know what to say. Sam had a brain freeze and she didn't know what to say, so I don't know what to say. So anyways, once again, congratulations North Utica 10U. My grandsons played on the 8U, and hopefully next year they'll be successful as this team is. Also today we had a big milestone. We had the Harbor Point being brought over to the city of Utica. I can't wait till we get that opened up this spring. Hopefully we'll have some beautiful concerts in there. We're going to have a boat launch in there. We're going to have a kayak launch in there. And down the road we're going to be opening up the canal lock there so we can bring more boats in. And there'll be some buildings in there, commercial buildings and condos where people can live right on the water there. It's really going to be beautiful when it's done. So this was like the very first step in opening it up, and I'm really looking forward to see in the next couple of years how it's going to go.
Since 1853.
That's right. So we started. And last but not least, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. President?
No.
You wish us happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I'll do that then. A motion to introduce proposed resolution number 1. Second. Commissioner of Deeds, be it resolved that the Common Council does hereby approve the following person eligible for appointment to Commissioner of Deeds in and for the City of Utica, New York within the term ending December 31st, 2026. Chantel Martinez, 227 Lansing Street, Utica, New York, 13501. Votes, please.
8 yeas.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance number 2.
Second.
Ordinance waiving residency requirement for the position of laborer. Whereas Johanna Huxley is employed by the City of Utica as a laborer in the Parks Department, whereas Ms. Huxley is currently employed with the city and she is an asset to the department. The individual currently resides in Utica but recently rented a home in New Hartford directly across from the street from the Parks Maintenance Facility. Whereas Ms. Huxley would like to reside outside city limits, whereas 2.045 of the Utica City Charter authorizes the Common Council by ordinance to waive the residence requirement. Further be ordained, this waiver applies to this individual in this position only and will not be applicable to any future applicants for the position unless otherwise determined by the ordinance of the Common Council. Votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance number 4.
Motion.
Thank you. Commissioner of Deeds, be it resolved that the Common Council does hereby approve the following person eligible for the appointment of Commissioner of Deeds in and for the City of Utica within the term ending December 31st, 2026. Lisa Ann Saplensky, 44 Country Club Drive, New York Mills, New York, 13417. Votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance number 5.
Motion.
Thank you. E&A transfer 2024-2025. Be it ordained that the city controller is hereby authorized and directed to make the following transfer of funds. Votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance number 6.
Motion.
Thank you. Rescind handicap parking. Be ordained that section 216-378 Schedule W handicap parking location of the Utica City Code be amended as follows. Rescind fronting 1136 Nielsen Street, be it further ordained that the proper signage be removed. Your votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance
7.
7. Proposed
Second.
resolution
First.
number 7.
First. Motion.
Authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance 100% of the federal aid and state Marcilli program aid eligible costs of transportation federal aid project and appropriate funds therefore. Votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Motion to introduce proposed ordinance number 8.
Motion.
Ordinance authorizing purchase of harbor promenade, whereas the administration has negotiated an agreement to acquire the harbor more fully described, further ordain the property be acquired and the price to be paid therefore is the harbor promenade as described in the attached Exhibit A as Lot C, Lot A, Lot 4 for the purchase price of $1. Votes, please.
8 yeas adopted.
Mr. President, before we adjourn this meeting, I do need to make a call for a committee meeting on December 4th at 5:30. We're working on a couple pieces of legislation, amending part of the code as previous discussions, and I would like to have a meeting in order to introduce that.
Does anybody object?
Fine with that.
Next Tuesday. Motion next Wednesday.
The North Utica meeting's on the 3rd, so December 3rd is North Utica.
She said the
Third, second meeting for the harbor.
No, we did both.
We
You did them both.
7 and 8.
Sam, when do you want it? December? Thank you. Motion to adjourn? Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
You want me to make a copy of that?